It's time for another huge declutter, organise and sort with me. Here in the UK, the sun has finally made an appearance, which means that we are ready for getting some summer clothes out of storage, which seems like the perfect opportunity to continue my decluttering mission by tackling my wardrobe and my daughter's wardrobes. They're getting to the stage where they're like, Mummy, I'm too warm in these winter pajamas, I need some summer ones. So we're going to take this opportunity to do the seasonal wardrobe switch and also have a massive declutter. This is part of my attempt to declutter my entire house in under 100 days, which isn't going quite as quickly as I might have hoped. But you know what? Progress over perfection. Sharing the absolute unsugar-coated reality here on the channel with you all. I've not got that many days left to get it all finished. Will I get it done? I don't know. It remains to be seen. Maybe the deadline will create some more urgency and I'll actually get it finished, or maybe it will just be a project that continues beyond the deadline. And maybe that has to be okay. Maybe life happening is just okay. I don't know. Anyway, if you're new around here, hi, my name's Rhianna Morgan. Everyone calls me Rhi. I'm a mum of 4 children with autism who also happens to have ADHD, so getting organised does not come naturally. However, I do have a lot of systems in place to help me that I share with you on this channel. So we're going to my Organised Life binder. I've got an entire video about what I use my Organised Life binder for and how you can set one up too, so I will link all of that below. But within my Organised Life binder, I'm flipping to my decluttering workbook and looking through the tasks that I need to get sorted for today. It's quite a long list and it's quite overwhelming. Do I want to do this now? Honestly, no. But do I want what feels like a whole load of new clothes? And that's what I love about a wardrobe switch. We do not have endless amounts of storage in our homes. Generally in the UK, most of us don't have absolutely massive homes. And I know viewers from America are always shocked at how small our houses are in the UK, but we don't have massive amounts of space. And I would rather only have things in my wardrobe that I could wear at the time. There's no point in being the bleak midwinter and me seeing lovely little floaty summery things that I can't wear. That's depressing. So by doing this switch over, my wardrobe is just full of things I can actually wear, but also it does feel like I've got new clothes twice a year. The girls are getting to the stage where they would perhaps like some new t-shirts and things, but I'm really reluctant to buy them anything at all for the summer until I see what we've got, because otherwise it's just a waste of money. We end up doubling up. Equally, it might turn out that nothing fits Bella, especially, who's grown a lot and she's our eldest daughter, so maybe she's got no clothes. Anyway, I am procrastinating now, aren't I? I am going to put in my little AirPods. They're not actually AirPods, they're like knockoff AirPods. They're almost as good as Apple AirPods. They don't do the switching thing where it goes seamlessly like AirPod to iPhone. But other than that, they're the 10th of the price. They come in pretty colours and I like them. So I'm going to put one of these in, listen to either a podcast. I have a podcast if you need to listen to a podcast or an audiobook. I also have a link. You can download your own audiobook if you want to do that. Or do you know what? You could just declutter along with me. You could put this playlist of decluttering on and we can declutter together. Make sure if you are on a decluttering journey like I am, you grab my completely free decluttering checklist. It's a clutter-free checklist. It's 2 pages, I think, and it just gives you a framework to start with if you're just not sure where to start. So grab that, the decluttering workbook, all the things. I'm going to have to stop chatting now and get on with this because can you tell I'm procrastinating? Can you tell? Can you tell? Okay, let's get on with it. Starting with putting on my go shoes. Does anyone else do this? Have indoor trainers? I know I have indoor trainers because I have a walking pad, so it makes sense for me. But do you do this little trick where you're like, these are my go shoes, they make me do the cleaning and the things? It's just a little trick I use for my brain. Not sure if it's something that's specific to me or if other people actually do this too. Now we're going to grab some of my baskets, which I'm trying to do with one hand because I'm holding the camera with the other hand. Not that easy, but I use these for everything when we're packing and sorting, and quite specifically when we are decluttering and doing these wardrobe switches. So this is what we're dealing with. This is my section of my hanging wardrobe, which is looking very wintry. And the summer, I'd like to say is here. I feel like I'm tempting fate, but you know, the sun is coming out and we are moving towards the summer months, the months that identify as summer. And we need to pull all this stuff out, get rid of the wintry stuff, and actually just pull out the stuff that doesn't fit the girls, that shouldn't be in there. We're going to go under my bed, which is, oh dear, don't look away. Anyway, don't look away. We're going to have to do this together, aren't we? Under here, I have got all of the winter clothes. Now, some of this stuff is not winter clothes. Some of this stuff is stuff that Bella's grown out of, that Zara's not yet grown into. But ultimately, I need to pull most of it out in order to see where we're at and what. Like, we're not going to look at that middle section, by the way. That's not clothes. That's going to have to be stuff for another day. Today's job is big enough just looking at the clothes. So the two sort of stripes down the side of the bed are all clothing-ish stuff. Clothing, pajamas, whatever. And I'm going to be overwhelmed enough just dealing with all of these clothes because I want to go through and see what of this is stuff that they should be having in their wardrobes to utilize now. What is stuff that needs to be put back, but actually be put back neatly, because I think it can be quite easy for things to be kind of shoved and not put away neatly, and then you're not maximizing the space. So we're just going to pull everything out, decide what fits them, because this summer stuff I would have put away at the end of last summer. All of this stuff would have fit them at the end of last summer. I had no idea how much they're going to grow, so I assess what's staying and what's going at the beginning of the next season. Obviously, last summer, anything that didn't fit them, I would have donated at that stage, but anything I was like, oh, will this fit you or not? I packed away. So we're just going through saying, yes, this fits you, or no, Bella, that doesn't fit you, we'll put away for Zara, or yes, if it, you get the picture. Can you tell I'm feeling super overwhelmed already? This is why I have to make a mess, you see, because if I hadn't made this mess, I'd be like, oh, I've got something super important to do right now that is not this. And I would find some excuse in my brain to go and do that instead. So we're going to swap over these Disney ears into a different bag, because currently there's like ears and clothing in a bag, and that doesn't make sense. It should really just be one bag that's mostly one thing. And some of these bags have been overstuffed, they've been ripped. They are brilliant bags, actually. I will link everything that I'm using. As always, there'll be a blog post down in the description with links to all the bits and pieces that I'm using and talking about in this video. Going to be honest, feeling pretty overwhelmed by the chaos right now. But if I hadn't pulled it out, then I wouldn't have any spare space to continue. I wouldn't have that space because... yeah, so it had to be done this way. And also, I've had enough. And if I hadn't pulled all this out, I would stop now. Now would be the point where I'd be like, I'm done. I've had enough. Goodbye. Let me show you where we're at so far. And maybe it won't be as bad as I think. So over here, we've got a basket of stuff that fits Zara. That's shorts. These are dresses that fit Zara that mostly used to be Bella's. That's shorts for Bella. That's not much, but apparently she's got some in her room. Dresses for Bella that do fit. And then these are dresses that fit both of the girls. So those are dresses they can wear in pairs, possibly on trips, out to lunch, that kind of thing. So they'll be stored together. These lot, I'm just going to do a really quick refresh by sticking them in a quick refresh load in the dryer and hang them up and shake them. And that way I won't have to bother with ironing them before I put them away. Over here, we've got stuff, a basket of stuff I actually still need the girls to try on. This is stuff that is too big for Zara, too small for Bella, and all of this is too small for all of them. Down here, I've got that sorted bag of ears, that sorted bag of Disney clothes. I still haven't tackled any of this, but at least now I can take some of this stuff down to the dryer, get it out the way, and then I can start emptying some winter stuff away and hopefully have some of these bags emptied. So I guess I need to continue emptying bags in order to make space. I also think I need to buy some more of these bags because I did rip one or two of them with overstuffing them. Back to getting stuff done. Woo! By the way, if you are inside of my Organised Life Club and you're watching this kind of when the video goes live, if it is still the month of April 2025, the Decluttering workbook is inside of the Organised Life Club as your gift for this month, as one of the bonuses for this month. There are plenty of printable bonuses in there every single month to help you get your life organised, and there's even a free option to get you started. So do join me inside of my Organised Life Club especially if you have a neurodiverse family like me and you want to kind of get organised and just make your life easier. That's what the Organised Life Club's all about. It's getting through all of this stuff and doing it together. So we've got quite a lot of baskets of things now that we've pulled out, and they are being categorized. So that is progress, okay? We are looking for progress. And when everything around me just looks and feels this messy, it can be like, oh, are we making progress or are we just making mess? I don't know, but we also have to continue to make the mess because I know at this stage, the level of overwhelm I'm already feeling. I need to get the girls' wardrobes done as well as mine today, because ultimately I started this whole thing because they were like, I want to wear more summery clothes. But I'm already feeling the level of overwhelm that if I don't pull this stuff out now, I'm going to walk away from this. So I'm going to force myself through now, pull out more stuff, make even more mess, which it feels counterintuitive, but I need to get this done today. Otherwise, I'm going to end up buying the girls new clothes, new summer clothes, because they're going to be like, Mummy, I haven't got any t-shirts. I'm going to end up buying them things that they probably already, oh, not exactly the thing they already own, but they already have an equivalent thing of. And it seems bonkers to start summer clothes shopping before I've pulled out their summer clothes. So we're even pulling out this bottom section, which I'm going to be honest, I can't remember the last time I pulled out this bottom section of Bella's wardrobe, which is dressing up in effect. Oh no, look what I did. But it needed doing. Guys, this needs doing. It needs doing from time to time. And this like winter to summer time is a really sensible time to do it. So I'm just going to take all the stuff out of Bella's room, the clothing now, not the dressing up, if we're differentiating, her actual clothing. I'm going to take it into my bedroom, sort it into, okay, this is a t-shirt, this is summery enough, it can go back in your wardrobe. This is wintry stuff that needs to go away. This stuff is never going to fit you again. We'll put it maybe for Zara in the future, or, just categorizing it as to where things are going to go. Do these things need to be recycled? Are they just too scruffy to be worn? Have they got holes in them? So now all that is mostly dressing up. We need to deal with that. Not right now. Let's keep moving stuff for now. And just, oh God, there's so much of it, isn't there? There's so much. But this is going to feel good when it's done. That's what I've got to keep clinging to. All this, by the time I go to bed tonight, somehow I will have done it. And I will have got over this hump. And it'll feel really good. And ultimately, that is what I've got to focus on. So we're just going through all of this stuff. If only in real life it was this quick. Can you imagine how good that would be? Hooray! I'm just going through, Bella, what fits you, what doesn't fit you, what fits Zara, what needs to go away, and just holding it up against them, trying things on, and categorizing and assessing. So nothing goes into the wardrobe that doesn't belong there. And honestly, there's some stuff that's hung up in the 2x2 section, because Zara's got her own clothes, Bella's got her own clothes, and certain matchy things that are in Bella's room, certain things that don't fit either of them. So I'm so glad I've done this. See what we're dealing with here, shall we? Those are the Captain mini dresses from the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So next time we go to Disney, they'll need those. All of that is previously Bella's, now Zara side. These are matching dresses that currently fit, but they're too wintry, so they need to go away. I don't know if they'll still fit them by next winter. I'll make that assessment when we get the winter clothes back out, because I don't know how much they're going to grow. These are too small for Bella and either too big or too wintry for Zara, mostly too wintry. These, again, are things that are too big for Zara, too small for Bella. All of that needs to go back in Bella's wardrobe, but I do need to sort in there first. Disney ears, Disney mostly my stuff, Disney the girls stuff that I need to go through, and then we've got some stuff for donation/recycling. These are my skirts and shorts and things that need sorting, a bit more of my stuff, a whole ton of hangers. All of that is Bella's stuff for next winter. I still haven't gone through all of that. I mean, some of this just going straight back away. That's just swimming stuff, so that's already sorted, I know that. Some of these must be summer pajamas, need to go through those. Still got all that. Still got all this. I think I need to get on with Bella's room now, because I need to start putting some of Bella's stuff away to make space. But Bella's room, oh my gosh, Zara, what do you look like? Bella's room looks like this. So I think next job is to sift through in here. Oh, Zara, hang on, where's Bella? Oh, Bells. Oh, you're so funny. You're reading in, are you Harry Potter? Okay. You're reading Harry Potter in the cupboard like Harry Potter. Okay. Right, let's sort through all of this, see what fits you, what doesn't. And then I can perhaps clean where you are and start putting stuff back. Will you help?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So I wrote out all these steps in my decluttering workbook at the beginning. You saw me writing it all out. So I have got a plan I am following. And the next stage in this plan is to sort Bella's dressing up stuff. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of this stuff does not fit her. And that's why I always want to say this word, overflowing is the word, but overblowing is the word that one of the children used before, and it just sticks. So it was overflowing, and my aim is to only have dressing up stuff or anything actually that fits her in the wardrobe. So I've now actually managed to clean the bottom of that wardrobe, hang up some stuff on the top rail, ignoring Bella's desk, by the way. That's on my to-do list for decluttering on another day. But she previously had dressing up stuff. Oh, look out there, I've still got it all in the hole. Or previously, when they were very small, all their dressing up stuff was down low because they were dressing up lots, and I was reaching their clothes from high up to dress them. Now they make more choices about what they want to wear themselves, so I put their day-to-day clothes down lower, and they can ask for help. Or in this case, I'm actually going to give Bella a stool because she can nearly reach anyway, to reach the higher up rail, because reaching and accessing dressing up stuff is less frequent. But look at this really sensible, manageable basket that looks nothing like it did at the beginning. That is a result. We've sorted so much. And by the way, I am going to show you at the end exactly what I have decluttered. We've got these little divider things. So now it's less than half a rail of dressing up stuff, and the rest can be for actual clothing. So let's put back in some of the clothing that does belong in Bella's wardrobe. While I do that, I do want to talk about a little comment that I had on one of my videos, one of the decluttering videos. And it was, just imagine if you cleared up as you went along, you'd never have to do this. Now, first of all, general clearing up is something I do. I do try and stay on top of the general tidiness of the house. Am I perfect? No. Am I like the best homekeeper in the world? No. But, oh, by the way, the clothes looking better in Bella's wardrobe, so much better. Anyway, decluttering for me is something that is a little bit of an ongoing process. It does have to be done on kind of a regular basis. That's the little stool, by the way, I'm going to put in Bella's wardrobe so she can reach the top rail. Anyway, it is a bit of the kind of thing that I feel personally, anyway, if you've got kids, the kids bring things into the house from school that, you know, are brought into the house. Birthday presents, Christmas presents, things get brought into the house. Or clothing, like they grow out of clothing. And I feel that, yes, in an ideal world, would I do this, like, I don't know, every day, every week? Maybe. Do I have time for that as a mum of 4 who works full time? No. That's why it kind of builds up into this decluttering process. But the more frequently I do the decluttering process, yes, the less dramatic it's going to be. So, I mean, some people got into like an argument in the comments about this comment. And thank you for those of you that were sort of sticking up for me. But the general gist of it was the person making the comment apparently was sort of just trying to offer friendly advice. And while I take that on board, the reason I share these decluttering videos is because I don't think I'm alone in this problem. I don't think I'm alone in feeling overwhelmed by stuff and in this kind of cyclical process that as a mum we face. And by the way, at the moment, I am just sort of sorting things back into Zara's wardrobe because I'm kind of going off topic a little bit while you watch me run around like an idiot do stuff, but that's what I'm doing. But anyway, I share these decluttering videos, and there are a lot of them at the moment because I am doing a specific decluttering series, but I share them because I know this is a struggle and a challenge of mine to stay on top of these things. And I feel like sharing these decluttering videos with you is giving me accountability to do it. Hopefully it's giving you accountability if we're doing it together. And motivation, which is one thing I need right now. Look at the state on me. I'm like, why am I doing this? Send help. Someone come and finish this for me. Everything looks a mess. But it's okay because we're going to do it, because I know we've got to do it together, because I can't just leave it like this. And to me, I know how much better I feel when I get this done. And if I can help in any way, by the way, we're looking at the hangers at the second. Sorry, I'm like going back and forth. The hanger system I was doing was every time I wore something, I was putting hanger the other way around so I could see what I have and haven't worn during the season so I can make better choices about what to declutter and what to keep. Oh, it's still feeling so overwhelming. But yes, this is overwhelming. Could I do this in smaller chunks? Yes. And maybe I wouldn't be so hot and bothered having to strip off like this. And maybe if you are a person that doesn't struggle with consistency as much as I do, because I am pretty consistent with things, but it is a challenge. I feel like I have to fight with myself, and I'm assuming that's the ADHD that I was diagnosed with at age 40. I am assuming that's why I've always had this battle of feeling like I've got to force myself to do things. But equally, it's like the older I get, and perhaps the more understanding of my own brain I have, the more I understand how my brain works and how I can make myself do things. And this system works for me. It works for me. Yes, in an ideal world, every single time that I notice something that doesn't fit the children, it gets pulled out of circulation sooner. And I do that when I can. And then I do not end up like this, sitting there on my bed halfway through a decluttering session going, why did I start this? I'm in such a mess. But in reality, this works for me. This works for our family. And I think it works for a lot of you guys too, because of generally the comments that you leave. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that really, that I think we can all be shamed sometimes in thinking, how did I let myself get into this mess? But we shouldn't. Anyway, my clothes, I've now got activewear up the top. This stuff kind of stays out all year round now because I just wear activewear a lot because I'm working at my walking desk on my walking pad. I've got t-shirts up top, a couple of little skirts now I've pulled out, a few little skirts have come out for the summer. All my dresses, all the hangers are facing the same way now, and I will turn them around as I wear them again. But, oh, look, that's a YouTube jacket that YouTube sent me. How nice is that? I don't think I've actually worn it yet, but, anyway, we're not going to look at that right now. But the hanging stuff is now all summer appropriate. I've still got all this stuff out, but some of it now is sorted and can go back under the bed. So while it still looks chaotic, we're still not going to look at that middle section. By the way, don't tell anyone. We're not doing that today. We don't have the mental capacity to look at that. That is non-clothing stuff. It does need pulling out, but equally it's sectioned off appropriately. So that could be done in a separate project, and I will do it in a separate project. So I've given a little vacuum to the under the bed bit. It wasn't that bad actually, but I've given it a little vacuum, and we're just packing away all of the stuff that is done. So now I've got more space. These, now that we're pulling out in super fast speed, are pajamas. So we're putting away snuggly winter pajamas. We're pulling out summer pajamas and checking what fits who, because their pajama boxes were, as the girls would say, overblowing. And they didn't have anything that actually was appropriate, and they couldn't access stuff that fit them. I am still feeling overwhelmed. But I've got to remember at this stage how far we've come. We've done quite a lot. We've still got all these bags to go through. And actually, I like the clear bags better now than just using the normal packing cube ones because I can see what's in them. But as bad as this looks, it's not that bad now. We're nearly there. I feel like this is labour. Okay, bear with me. If you've ever had a baby and you've gone through actual labour, have you ever been to that stage where you're in labour and you think, I cannot do this for much longer? And that actually means, I wish someone had told me this, by the way, before I ever went to labour. When you get to that stage, you're like, I can't do this for much longer. It means you're nearly there. And every time I got to that stage, I was holding my baby very soon afterwards. And maybe I'm just kidding myself, but maybe I'm like, can't do this much longer. And that means I'm nearly there. That means we're nearly the end of this little project. Maybe. We're actually at the stage where we're vacuuming up now. So a lot of the stuff has been moved off the floor, and we have gone through most of it. We are going to go through the tick list. I'm going to show you what I've done, and you're going to have to wait to the very end. I'm going to show you how much I've decluttered. And actually, I think you're going to be proud of me because there is a lot of stuff. And by the way, I try my very best to make sure most of the stuff is passed on, especially when we're going on with like clothing and things. And like there is that little bin under there. That stuff either needs to be, I'm going to pull out everything that can be possibly be recycled, but very small amount of it will ever go to landfill. My children's clothes specifically, I get quite emotionally attached to my children's clothes. So I would hate to think of them just being binned. Some of them get recycled, as in things that aren't nice enough to pass on. So if they've got holes in them or they're really worn out. But most of my children's clothes do get passed on. So that's my wardrobe. Like it's looking all summery. Like I'm actually excited. I do feel like I've got new clothes. This has felt kind of worth it. I'm starting to feel like, yay, this was for something. This is Zara's. Zara's is a bit more overstuffed than Bella's because she's got so many of Bella's hand-me-down things. Bella's wardrobe is looking much more spacious. And I've got to say, she's got so many more t-shirts and things that actually fit her than I realised. I thought she needed so many more new clothes for the summer. And I have just saved myself a legitimate small fortune in doing this because I was about to go and buy her a whole load of clothes because I thought she didn't have any, and she's got loads, which I've only known by doing this sort. So I'm just going through ticking off in my decluttering workbook what I've done, what's going to be recycled, and I feel answering these prompts of like, why am I doing this and what have I achieved from it really helps me. Ticking things off gives me that dopamine hit. It did take longer than I was anticipating, but look at all I've done and all these things and where everything's going. How do I feel? I feel amazing. I'm so proud of myself. We do have all of this stuff that I have decluttered. So some of it's being donated. Most of it, in all fairness, is being donated. There's a little bit of it going to recycling. And lots of the dressing up stuff is actually going to the children's school because they're always happy to accept donations for dressing up stuff. I'm now totally wiped out, but you can keep decluttering along with me by clicking on the next video in this series, or you can watch the whole decluttering playlist from the start. Get to join me inside of my Organised Life Club where we can hang out some more and I can help you and your family get organised, especially if you're Neuro-Spicy like mine. Bye.